Welcome everybody to kiwiradio.nz, our weekly showcase of New Zealand music each and every week. With your host Ralphe, streaming on kiwiradio.nz and simulcast on upfm.co.nz. We have Samantha Josephine joining us today with her music, and we're off to showcase it today. And so we'll get started with the first track for you called The Finished Touch. Stay tuned for our guest.
Turn now, full of the finished touch. Feels like anything to be her in the finished touch. Feels like anything to see her in the finished touch. Feels like anything to see her. Take it a turn now, full of the finished touch. Feels like anything to be her in the finished touch. Feels like anything to see her. Feels like anything. Feels like anything.
The artist is Samantha Josephine, craving the colours and lines of drawings and putting it into sound. Welcome to the podcast today, Josephine. How are you? Samantha, I should say.
Good.
Should I call you Samantha or just Josephine, or which one do you prefer?
Sam or Samantha.
Okay, well, we'll shorten it to Sam. We're on the shortened name basis already. My name's Ralphe, but you can just call me R if you want, if we're doing that. Welcome to the show. So it's all about Kiwi music. And whereabouts in New Zealand are you from?
Christchurch.
Nice. Oh, Christchurch. I've got a soundboard for that. Hang on.
Cha-cha, Christchurch.
Cha-cha. Welcome to all our Christchurch listeners out there today. So tell us a little bit about you as a musician. Where does it go back? And tell us your story.
Well, I was trying to think about that because I thought you might ask something about that. So I guess I started playing guitar, right, as you do, and I just learned a lot of songs. Didn't sing or anything, but then I went on like an OE, and I spent a lot of time in Colorado there and hung out with some interesting people, and in the house I lived in, this guy Charlie, he was quite a character, but he refused for the guitars to be tuned.
Why?
Because you said it was putting too many rules on things. Yeah, but
Right.
anyway.
One
so
of the rule breakers. Got it.
Yeah. So I had to like figure out how to make sound.
Yeah.
Because I generally didn't talk to people. I like to sit in the corner and play the guitar. Basically, that's what it's like, my comfort blanket or something. And so I did that with his guitars, and it just sort of broke open this. Because I've always written poetry, and then I don't know, it just I went through this whole like songwriting birthing experience when the rules were broken for me, and yeah.
Well, it
So
sounds like you're breaking some new ground here. I mean, if you're not usually an introvert, but you're out there now with the podcast talking to me. So I thank you for doing that at the very minimum. We're going to go We're going to go straight to your next track. It's called "Feeling in the Strange." What's the song about?
That song is it's kind of like I'll just like talk about when I wrote the song. I was at home and there were a bunch of people there, and as per my character, I kind of wanted to be quiet in the corner, but I was in my recording space, and I had this like surge of energy in my chest that really needed to express itself, but I had to be quiet. And so I just sat down and recorded that feeling, and that's the track, like recorded as is, what came out then. But it's more, so it's kind of sounds upbeat, but it's kind of like talking about, I guess, my personal mental health experiences, but in like like saying to other people, I don't know, just kind of saying it's there, but sort of saying it doesn't matter that much. Like I can continue on anyway, even if these feelings are hard, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Is feeling in the strange, you mentioned strange, is that maybe a person or a place or time?
That's the feeling. That's the experience in my mind is
right.
The strange, like feeling and that experience.
Okay, cool. We'll listen to the music now, and we'll get straight back with you there, Samantha Josephine, our guest for today. We'll ask you things like what's your recording process and what's next for you creatively, all that sort of stuff. But we'll get straight to the music with our showcase today, kiwiradio.nz, Feeling in the Strange, Samantha Josephine.
And I've been out of anything and tried. Burned out, kissing hard. Don't they keep us in the start? Don't they keep us in the start? Burned out, feeling the strange. Don't they feeling strange? I had burning heart. I had burning heart.
KiwiRadio.nz artist of the day today is Samantha Josephine. Welcome back to the show.
Hello.
Nice to be listening to your tunes today. I've had a very busy, hectic day, very full on, installing some audio and video rigs, and it's just been one of those really busy days. So now that it's evening, it's actually really nice to relax and chill to this kind of music. So really appreciate that.
Cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Nice.
So the record is called The Finished Touch, and these songs are from that record. How long has this been going for you, the recording process, and do you do it all yourself? Tell us a little bit about the recording process.
So I do it myself.
Nice.
I'm
We love
I'm,
DIY. We love it.
Yeah. I'm like really my creative process. Sort of, I much prefer to do it myself because how I do it is I have my little studio set up in the garage, right? And
Yep.
I just go in there and I don't write things. I just like I press record and I just sort of strum around and then I just like words start to come out and I try not to pay attention to what the words mean, but to their I just connect to the flow of the sound, and then it sort of comes out more unconsciously, so it's more like a poem, like where it just flows out. And I just record that, and then that's sort of like I've got the main guitar and my singing, and then now I send it over to the drummer, and I've got a bass player now for the next EP, and I send it over to them, and they put their part on it, and yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, your drums and everything definitely sound real. It's not a drum machine. So shout outs to all your musicians. Anyone in particular you want to shout out to?
Zach and Oliver Cornell. They both they live in Chile, in the south of Chile, and they're brothers.
Right.
Zach is my bass player and Oliver is my drummer, and I love them. They're like, I feel safe, like, cause with them, with my sound, because as a musician, when you're creative, you don't always. It's quite vulnerable. Music is very vulnerable, and if I can share my raw product, my raw sound with them, and they play with it, and they make me feel comfortable. They're very creative too. Great guys.
How did you get started with collaborating with Chile-based musicians? Were they in New Zealand at one point, or how did that kind of come about?
I just found them online. And then
online.
they can.
Sweet.
Well, I found the drummer online, and then he's like, my brother could probably play bass for you.
Nice.
Originally, I had on the Finished Touch album, there is another drummer, Mars. He's based in, I think it's Ohio. I have to remember, but he found me online and he approached me, and he did about half the drumming on that album.
I know a drummer called Mars. Mars who? Is he from Chile as well? He's from.
No, he's from the States.
Oh right, okay. There's plenty of drummers called Mars, I suppose. Yeah, okay. That's awesome. We're gonna go straight to your next track. It's called "I Had a Best Friend." What's this about?
Mars did the drumming on this one.
Yep.
And this was the track that pulled him into me. Like, he was like, I love this song. Can I please do drums?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So that song is kind of like, so I had a lot of judgment towards myself for wanting to do music, like to do it, like to pursue it more boldly, I suppose. Like, really, it doesn't make any sense how harsh I was judging myself for wanting to do it. But this song is kind of like dismissing that part of me. It's like I was the best friend that was mean to me, I guess. It's kind of about that. And it probably tangents into other areas that don't make any sense as well, because you know how I write my songs.
No, that's cool. Let's play it. KiwiRadio.nz. Welcome to KiwiRadio.nz. Samantha Josephine, I had a best friend. Welcome back to the show. So tell us, other than doing music, is there anything else about you that's interesting, or other things that you do in your spare time? Tell us a little bit about yourself as a person as well, other than music. What else? You're a cat person, something. A little factoid for the fans out there.
So I live by the beach in Sumner.
Oh, no, that's so good.
I like to skate every day. I like snowboarding. I'm quite an obsessive musician.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't play gigs. Not yet anyway. Just not ready for that sort of thing.
Is that again because you're kind of still getting out of your shell, feeling that vulnerability, introverted usually, and no, I really like this music though, so it would be great if more people heard it. And I agree with Mars, that was a very nice song there. And moving to your next track, Sweet Sweet Girl, what's this one about?
This one has like a sort of a trail, like some songs like Birth and Birth and Birth Again. So it was like I originally sort of had a tangent of this song before I met my current girlfriend, and it was because I was going to Melbourne, and I was playing with my friend Scotty Pie, and we did this it was like a summer day, and we're about to go to Melbourne together, and I just sort of came out with the song Girl on the Street, and it was very upbeat. And then the same sort of energy came into another song after that, just after I'd met this girl. It was called Sweet Girl, but it was different. It's on Facebook somewhere. And then I wanted to record it properly because I felt like I hadn't recorded the Sweet Girl one properly, and then I was jamming, and this new version came out, Sweet Sweet Girl.
Nice, an evolution. We love that. Okay, let's play the music.
Yeah.
Samantha Josephine, welcome to the show.
The sweet, sweet girl on the streets talking to me. The sweet, sweet girl on the streets. If you're the one to see. Sweet, sweet girl on the streets, you're the one for me. Sweet, sweet girl on the streets, you're the one to see. Sweet, sweet girl on the streets, you're the one for me. Sweet, sweet girl on the streets, you're the one I see. The sweet, sweet girl on the streets talking to me. The sweet, sweet girl on the streets, I feel you're the one to see. Sweet, sweet girl on the streets, you're the one for me. Sweet, sweet girl on the streets, you're the one to see. Sweet, sweet girl on the streets, you're the one for me. Sweet, sweet girl on the streets, you're the one I see.
Beautiful music there. Yeah, the thing I like about your music, Samantha, you've definitely kept to the pop length, 2 or 3 minutes, almost like the Elvis Presley formula. Really good.
It's just like whenever the expression comes out, it comes out and then it's done, and I don't try to make it fit the box, I guess. It's what it is.
No, it's really good. A lot of Elvis's songs were like 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and Actually like. I kind of missed that. I think a lot of the music that are like 10 minutes long. It's like, really, you want me to sit down for 10 minutes to listen to one song? But yeah, you get the story out there. You've got a beautiful melody, and yeah, it's almost like short and sweet. There you go. That's my joke for today. Not a comedian. Anyway, moving to the next track, Chewing Gone to Sound. I'm actually glad that we're picking a few more songs than normal. Usually when we have guests, we do the 3-song formula, but when I asked you to send me 3 songs, you actually sent me folders and folders, which was kind of a first, but I guess it's good though, because it shows how prolific you are as a songwriter. Speaking of songwriters, are there any particular songwriters out there in the world that you just absolutely love?
Yeah.
Don't say Bob Dylan, because everyone says Bob Dylan, right?
No, like Jonathan Richman. There's one song I really love. Do you know Jonathan Richman?
No, just tell me.
Morning of Our Lives. He's kind of like, he's a tangenting. He does really happy electric guitars, singing music. I like the Meat Puppets a lot at the moment, and the Tiger, Lou Reed, Velvet Underground, the Pixies. Love the Pixies. So that's a lot. That's more than one. That's quite a few.
No, that's really good. I mean, I always love asking this question because I feel like in the world of music, which I believe I read an article somewhere saying that it was 40,000 releases on Spotify alone each day, you can kind of get lost. So it's really good for people to recommend songs and filter it out. And yeah, I really love that kind of a discovery of music kind of thing. Yeah, so tell us about this next track. Anyways, we're moving on to the next song by Samantha Josephine. And before we do, though, you mentioned a couple of your socials there, but where is the main, I guess, web link that people can visit you, or where would you like people to go in terms of...
Like a website?
Yeah, a website. Like, what would be the best sort of recommendation for people listening? It
just depends, because like I do... On Instagram, I do have a website, SamanthaJosephineAlbums.com. Mm-hmm. I have a Shopify, which is on my Instagram, that has tons of merch.
Oh, okay. What kind of merch do you have?
I have CDs.
I love a good
pens,
CD.
I have mugs. I have shirts. I did have a vinyl, but we're out of that, so I'm going to be doing...
Oh, you're really...
I'm going to have tapes as well. We're going to do tapes for the next one.
No way. That's excellent.
Yeah. And stickers.
That's awesome. I'm actually going to bring up your website there, so it's good to have an official website that I can plug people to, because it's all good having socials and that, but sometimes, it doesn't kind of have the longevity, I should say, because, like 10 years down, I always look future-proof things, right? And so if I was still telling people to go visit your MySpace, they'd be laughing at me because MySpace is no longer around, that kind of thing. So it's all great to point people to socials, but, I'm kind of trying to future-proof these podcasts. So the fact that you got a website is great.
Thank you.
SamanthaJosephineAlbums.com.
There's something on there, the behind-the-scenes experience. I haven't paid for my Vimeo, so the videos.
I know all about the paid Vimeo subscription. Yeah, yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna fix that, put it on YouTube or something. But
I've been really cheeky. I found another website. I'm trying to think of it now. Nope, it's not Brighteon. I visit Brighteon, right? Because they've got a share widget thing, and then I insert a custom code on HTML that cuts off the advertising at the bottom. So it's kind of like a Vimeo embed, but like the poor man's version. Yeah.
What is it called again?
Oh, it's called Brighteon.com, but you upload the by the way, not sponsored by them, but and if anyone from Brighteon hears my trick of the trade here, really it's the poor man's version of Vimeo. So what I do is I share the widget by Brighteon, but all they've got is they don't have any branding or anything, but all they have is like a little ad at the bottom. But there's a way that you can cut that bottom bit using iframe code, so you might have to research that. Just have a look at the front page of my website. You'll think that it's a Vimeo web video, but it's not. it's the poor man's version. But it's enough of that.
Cool.
We should probably talk
Yeah,
about that off here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't
I
want
was
to be.
supposed to describe a song, wasn't I?
Yeah, so we're going back. Yeah, we're meant to be talking about music today. Chewing Gone to Sound, right? We're going to play that one next. What's that one?
Okay, so now, off the bat a little bit there because I that song I was I guess I've been making some pictures, right? Making some shirts. Shirts.
Yeah.
I'm making and putting like colors together, and I put a couple of colors together, and I was feeling a lot of freedom because I just started quit a job I didn't like, and it was kind of summer like. Yeah.
We love jobs.
And
yep.
It was just a burst in like a moment of feeling, I guess, kind of good, but I don't actually know what it's about, but I think it's me processing whatever was going on there, but it kind of burst out of me in like a good moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer that I'm something similar myself. I've recently just gone from full-time employment to full-time dad duties, but the odd contract here and there with the audio video installations, and that's a big shift in rhythm. But I'm always a firm believer that when one door closes, another door always opens. And everyone's life is like a good book, you know. You don't want life to be stale and just have one chapter. You know, you want several chapters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, firm believer of that. So that's really cool. So you left a job that you didn't like and moved on to bigger, greater things. So that's kind of what the song or feeling is about, and we're going to play it right now for you. And when we come back as well, I actually loaded one of your song recommendations, Jonathan Richman. I might play that just so that,
the Morning of Our Lives.
Yeah, I might play that on this episode
cool.
just so I can get educated with good music kind of thing. So, we'll play your song and then with Jonathan Richman straight after. And let's go.
To be true, gone well, falling. Don't know what to feel when I heard it. Gone to feel it. Don't know what to feel it isn't falling. To be hit on, true and gone to sound. Don't know what to know when it's said. Feelings thrown out loud when cornered in. Doesn't take much to sing. No way to hard to feel it when we said the born sin. Doesn't feel it when we were taking us out and to be heard, consoling. Where to feel it, doesn't feel it much to break it when we were chasing it, we were feeling it, stole the way you based it, called to chase it, for the wasted and all the breaking it. Still nowhere for you in place, doesn't make much sense to be this way. Gonna win hate inside, doesn't make much sense to be that wide, wild. Corner scene doesn't feel much and it feels just green to break her, to feel it in. The morning is left and we feel the skin to be broken, to feel it in. No one else is taking us with. When we take the feeling out, doesn't make sense and we'll just shout to be loud and sounding. Feeling just rounded, cornered, seeing her. No one else is feeling to be burned.
You're listening to Samantha Josephine there. The music of Samantha Josephine can be found at samanthajosephinealbums.com. Remember, she's got all sorts of merch in the shop link there. Up next, she suggested a really good band, The Modern Lovers. They're an American rock band led by Jonathan Richman from the 70s, 80s, and this is our track recommendation for this episode. Track called Morning of Our Lives.
We know that the time is now, because now is the morning of our lives. It hurts me, dear, to see you got no faith in yourself. It bothers me now to watch you. You got no faith in your own self. You listen more to your friends than to your own heart inside. Well, you listen to them, oh, but you hide. You don't got nothing to be afraid of. You're not as bad as you think, and you're always putting yourself down. But I'm just gonna tell you that I like you. Darling, you always put yourself down, but I like you. That's all I came to say. Then there's no need to think that other people can do things better than you can do them, 'cause you got the same power in you. I got faith in you. Sometimes you don't have it in yourself, but I got faith in you. And our time is right now. Now we can do anything we really want to. Our time is now, here in the morning of our lives. And it ain't just me who thinks so, dear. I ask my friends. Now Leroy and Asa and D-Sharp, tell her not to be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Tell her it's okay.
It's okay, it's okay.
Tell her it's alright.
It's alright, it's alright.
Bring it down. And our time is now. We can do anything we really believe in. Our time is now, here in the morning of our lives. I want to say a little more. Dear, I asked Leroy and Asa and D-Sharp, and they said, don't you love her too? Then tell her she's okay.
You're okay.
That's right, Dion. You're alright. Tell her she's alright.
You're alright, you're alright.
That's right. You're okay, dear. There's nothing to feel inferior about. You can do it. And our time is now. We can do anything you really believe in. I know it. Our time is now, here in the morning of our lives. Give me one more, give me one more. Our time is right now. You can do anything you set your heart on. Our time is now, here in the morning of our lives. We're young now. Right now is when we can enjoy it. Now's the time for us to have faith in what we can do. No need to fear, 'cause now's the time to have faith in what we can do. tonight.
All right. Really cool recommendation there. And we have Triple F, the big boss of Up FM, asking, well, first of all, he's listening to the tune and loving the show today, asking for the track ID of that. So we'll say it again. It's Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers. The track is called Morning of Our Lives. They're an American group from the 70s, 80s. So there you go. Jonathan Richmond, recommended by Samantha Josephine, our guest for today. Hello. So there you go.
Hello.
We got some good feedback about that song.
It's a great song. I love it.
It is great. And Josh, thanks so much for listening in today, mate. And there you go. Now you know about Jonathan Richmond. And I was actually digging through your website, and even though you say you're an introvert, I love the fact that you're blogging, because I just love musicians that blog. You know, it gives us a window into their, I guess, creativity, because I see musicians a lot like painters, you know, and especially as a musician myself, I'm always trying to get the odd golden nugget of what I can do as a musician, you know, so be it the type of guitar they're using, or maybe how they've set their space up. Like, I don't know, I just really enjoy blogs, you know. So,
yeah, I do a lot of behind the scenes. I guess
stuff.
that's just like random footage. I do a lot of that. It's just how I have come to connect with my audience, I suppose, and I enjoy it. I do. It's just sort of, I should probably do more on YouTube. I do it mostly on Instagram, but
I love it. And we're actually going to give you a quick preview here as well. So this is her YouTube channel. And she's showcasing a few guitars there. I mean, this is the stuff that I find interesting. You know what I mean? It looks like you've got a really great garden as well. Are you a bit of a gardener?
no.
Oh, okay.
Is, that was a wild garden that I thoroughly ignored. That was in Redcliffe. I'm in Sumner now, but that was a sweet spot. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, if you're interested in the sort of the behind the stuff content, which I personally, that's the stuff I really, really enjoy, head over to her YouTube channel. There it is, Samantha Josephine Music. And moving to your next and final track, unfortunately, it's come to that. But firstly, how have you found the show as an introvert, but kind of moving out into getting your music out there? How have I helped you come out of your cocoon a little bit?
I was pretty nervous, so
yeah.
I was like, beforehand, I had to ride the bike, play hacky sack, but it's like raining over here, so I couldn't. But after talking to you, it just feels like having a nice conversation. It just feels real. It just feels, I like it.
I like to make the show real conversationalist format, you know, where it's kind of like, it's almost like we're sat in a living room sipping on some tea and just kind of like listening to a record player. You know, that's kind of the format that I wanted, you know. I didn't want to be one of those music journalists where I'm like, right, you know, this and that, like, and be really, really intrusive, but kind of keep it really mostly about the music. Josh is in the comments there saying, thanks for joining us, Samantha, and sending big support. So, really appreciate that, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
And I'm glad you're enjoying the show today. And by the way, we do this every week. Tuesday, 7 p.m. New Zealand time, kiwiradio.nz, but we do simulcast on upfm.co.nz, usually a techno station. Really cool DJs on that station, by the way. You should check out some of Sure Shot's shows, and so if you like break beats and psychedelic trance and all that sort of stuff, there's some really good live shows happening at upfm.co.nz. Click on the team button, and it tells us a little bit about the team there. So shout outs to our UpFM family. Moving to the next and final track for today's episode, Samantha Josephine, tell us about your song here called I Don't Feel a Thing. What were you thinking when you wrote that?
It's a bit moody, I think.
I was going to say, it's a bit moody, mate.
Little bit of mood going on there.
I feel like I haven't done enough sound effects for today's episode. So,
Like, I was just, like when you drop into some sort of depression, like not depression, but like a low mood, and it was just expressing that basically. But it's kind of interesting because in the expression, the vocals are again like kind of negative, but in the way I express the guitar, it's quite bright. So it's filled with processing emotions, I suppose, and not feeling a thing.
Well, thank you so much. That's going to conclude our showcase for you there, Samantha Josephine. Thank you so much for being on today's show, and I really hope you stay cool and stay creative. I actually have you down for another episode too, if you remember, the showcase details. I'd love to have you back because, like I said, usually we do 3 songs of our guests, but you're really prolific with your songwriting, and I think I've got another 10 that we haven't played today, so...
Got a new EP that I'm going to have out before then, so we can talk about that.
Awesome. I was going to say, what's next for you creatively? New EP. See, this is what I mean. You're basically the Bob Dylan of New Zealand. Like, you're just writing all the time. And like I said, I asked Samantha, give me 3 songs, and she gave me 30, which is excellent. All in the 2-minute format too as well, which is really great. Look, I really appreciate your time, and I hope you had a great time today. And if you do want to check out our schedule, head over to kiwiradio.nz/radio. I just want to quickly shout out a couple of our other guests coming up on the podcast. We have Sonic Space Lab, Outsiders New Zealand next week. By the way, Outsiders New Zealand, thank you so much for buying my album on Bandcamp, ralphie.bandcamp.com. That's, again, a first. No one buys my albums. Hybrid Rose will be joining us. Joy DeMay, Beth Torrance, David Kirby will be back in the podcast. He is a cracker and a half. Tell you what, he should be a comedian, not a musician. I really had a good time with him last time. Then we've got a Kiwi rock special happening with JP Carroll from Arrays, written by Wolves as well, with Michael Murphy. Remember him from Idol. He will be joining the podcast. Will Marshall, Nigel Perry, Bad for Education. Samantha will also be back, Samantha Josephine. Check that out, as well as Joe Bermudez. So there we go. We've got a whole heap every week, Tuesdays, 7 p.m. And that's the plug out of the way. Anything else you'd like to plug before we let you do your thing? Probably write 10 more songs by the end of the day, kind of.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it? Okay. Well, I think you're an absolutely stunning creative there, and I look forward to actually deep diving into your YouTube channel personally and checking out some of your blogs.
Cool.
Actually,
Awesome.
I'm going to give that video a like. I can't believe anyone's put a like on that video yet. There we go. I've put a like on that one.
Video.
Awesome. Samantha Josephine, thanks for being with us today.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Have a great day. Stay cool, stay creative. Remember to check her out, SamanthaJosephineAlbums.com, and head over to the shop. There's some awesome merch there. Thanks. Have a great day. And this is her track now called I Don't Feel a Thing. Shoutouts to upfm.co.nz, the coolest full spectrum dance station simulcast on there. We love that radio station.
I don't feel a thing right now. Down into the sea, down in the conversations, down. Oh, it hurts. Down, oh, it hurts. I don't see a thing in there. I don't see a thing when there was a little flare right now. Oh, it hurts.
Okay, that is today's show. Thank you so much for everyone joining us today. By the way, I want to give a quick shout outs to another Kiwi producer there, who I met today randomly. Go check him out if you like house music. His Bandcamp is called elihoff.bandcamp.com, and I'm actually going to play one of his tracks now. He's got two albums, and actually he's texting me right now. Wonder if I could get him on. That would be kind of like cool if he gets on the show. I sometimes have like unscheduled guests come in, and it's kind of fun sometimes when that happens. I don't know. He might be busy. He's probably working. But yeah, Eli Hoff, he's from Auckland, and he's a really cool house producer, and he's got 2 EPs on Bandcamp, which you should definitely check out. I'm going to play one of them right now. Hello, Eli, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. Hey, it's Ralphie here. I'm actually doing my podcast live right now, and is it all right if I get you on air? You're on air. Well, you are on air.
Wow, I suppose I don't have a choice. How are we doing?
How's it going? Well, we had a guest today, a scheduled guest, but sometimes I like to prank my musician friends and get them on the podcast unscheduled. I'm actually going to play one of your songs called 1.4.
1.4, beautiful.
It's a great track, and the reason why I picked that one is it was the shortest one, and we've got 5 minutes left of the show. So it was 5 minutes.
We're bringing it out with a bang then.
Hey, tell us quickly, in a 2-minute summary, what's your love relationship happening with house music right now? Tell us why house music is awesome, and what are you doing creatively with that?
Wow, my love relationship is, I've spent a lot of my life, I've been a musician my whole life. See, I'm a guitarist. And I've spent years of my life studying music theory, and the love I have for the techno is that I get to throw a lot of that away, and I get to just experiment and just make cool sounds and just be careless and sort of free. And yeah, it raises an interesting set of challenges, but limitation breeds creativity, and then no limitation at all also breeds creativity, I suppose. So I'm having a lot of fun.
No, awesome. I actually checked out some of your tunes in the car today and really enjoyed it. That's why I wanted to showcase it today. One final question before we let you do your thing. Why are your songs just numerals, like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and then you've got another album and it's just the songs are all 2.1, 2.2? Is that because you can't think of song titles, or is there a Dell thing that you're trying to tap in to?
It's an aesthetical choice, I think. I like that. I think those are a computer, right? And I kind of like taking a little bit of the human out, and I like to make it
nice,
a little less human. And it also goes back to like the time of vinyl, where tracks wouldn't have names, and you just have A1, A2, B1, B2. You know, just they don't need names.
No, they don't.
They're just tracks.
Yeah, they're just tunes, and we've started playing it now. It's in the background. Go check out his Bandcamp. Is that the best place to find your music? elihoff.bandcamp.com?
Yep, that's my preferred place.
Nice. And go over there, send him a tip, and tell him that you heard him on the station, upfm.co.nz. Cheers. Thanks for answering my call.
No worries. Take it easy.
Okay, have a good one. What a cool dude. And this is his track, Underground House Music, from New Zealand, because that's the theme of the song. The show is New Zealand music. Thanks for listening, everybody. Well, we've got a couple of comments coming through. Hello to recordingstudio9.com. And Jung B, where's Samantha? We actually had Samantha before for the last hour or so. So you're actually catching the tail end of the show. This is a track by Eli Hoff. If you want to rewind and listen to the Samantha Josephine special, head over to kiwiradio.nz/radio. And the podcast will be there later this evening. Thanks for listening.
This is Up FM.
Right Up FM family, we got the big boss on the phone. Josh, welcome.
Good evening, Ralphe. How are you doing, mate?
Just wrapping up for tonight's show. What was your rating for the day? Is it an A+, B, or a C-?
Pretty awesome. I'll tell you what, though, this dude's track is huge.
Yes!
Eli was his name?
His name is Eli Hoff. I just met him today. Really cool dude, really passionate. So you reckon it's huge, huh?
It's massive. How many albums has he got? We want to put it on the rotation.
You want to put it on rotation? Well, he's
Yeah.
I'll ask him. And he's got about actually it's all for free. We love free, right? So head over to
We'd love to dump the whole lot. Like, we
it's
could
really
really
good.
use a whole bunch of this stuff.
It's really good, and he was telling me a story today. He likes to take songs that are not on the internet and restore them. So into vinyl quality, and he does a bit of that as well. So he does a whole lot of DJ edits that he hasn't put online of songs that we might
cool.
not. And he's just really creative, man. Like you can
Does he
tell
take requests?
Well, yeah, head over to his Bandcamp and check him out. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
I'll send you a link, everybody, if you want to head over to Up FM's Discord. There it is there. I've just posted it, elihoff.bandcamp.com. The great thing is you can download both albums for free. Yeah.
Oh, I'm down. I want to get his whole discography. We're going to put it into general rotation so we can just thump through it all through the day. I mean, we don't pay any ad traffic, so we've got all the time that we can fill up.
Yeah. Well, I'm absolutely loving my time here on Up FM. Any closing statements before we wrap up the show?
I mean, it's just fantastic to have you on the station. Really appreciate your work. And also, the amount of artists to get through is incredible. And a lot of the artists that you've actually talked to have been people that I know that I haven't known are going to be on my radio station.
We've almost hijacked it. It's like the Matrix. We've hijacked.
No, it's great. I mean, the less work I have to do, the better. So thank you very much, Ralphe. You did a great job. And
Well,
a big shout out to all the listeners as well.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for letting us hijack the Tuesday slot with New Zealand music, because I think like New Zealand music should be celebrated,
We need
kind
more.
of like
We
our
need
rugby
more.
or something.
I mean,
Yeah, right.
We want to I'll make you a daily show if we could, Ralphe. It's fantastic having you on the station.
Well, thanks for having me on the station. And remember to check out what are some of your other favorite shows on Up FM. There, we'll give them a plug as well.
Oh, well, we got Simon Towers, who is, tomorrow night we've got Just Juice.
Just
Juice
Juice.
is on from 7 o'clock, and he plays all sorts of stuff. So usually it's hard house, but every now and then he goes off on a wander and just plays whatever he wants. And That's sort of our Up FM ethos, you know. Like we like to let DJs have full reign of their 2 hours. If we give them 2 hours, you know, if you get halfway through your hard house show and decide, you know what, I feel like playing some disco funk or something. I'm like, yeah, you can do what you want. Like,
All right, I'm going to play some ABBA next week.
Exactly. And if the
I'm not.
You, well, you know, you're their problem. Don't make me deal with them.
I won't play ABBA, I promise. But one of my favorite shows
you
on
can do whatever
Apple.
you want, but I'll forward all emails to you for that week.
Yeah, exactly, right? You put all the forward hate mails and everything that
Yeah,
way.
absolutely.
Yeah, why not?
As long as it's not my problem, then you're free to do what you want.
The show that I'm loving the best on upfm.co.nz is Stater Breaks. Definitely go check that one out Thursdays.
State of Break is
6 p.m.
We shot to it this weekend from Melbourne on Sundays, I think it's 6 p.m. And then we've also got Simon Cowers, who's a really close mate of mine, one of the UpFM originals. He's Thursdays. Now, he plays a really big show. He plays like 3 hours long. And he plays actually two splits.
Yeah.
So he's sidetracked versus, yeah. And he makes a pie in the middle of the show.
Yeah, I love it. I love his different personalities and some of the things that he asks his listeners to do each and every week with some, you know, some fun games kind of thing.
I think that's it. You know, listener engagement is really the big thing, and especially these days when, like, you're so used to just faceless DJs doing the whole breakfast show laugh. You're, it's so disingenuous. I think it's way... Like what you were saying earlier when, you know, the show feels more like you're sitting in a lounge.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to get That's what I was trying to come across with Samantha's blogs as well, is the genuineness comes out when you see the person behind the music, you know? That's why I like...
It's not just that, man. I think it's the immediacy as well. Like, you could ring Eli, it's like, hey, man, you're on air in like 20 seconds. Oh, you're on air. Like,
you're on air.
It's like, oh, yes, well, we'll just talk to the head of our station. Can you imagine trying to ring the head of, like, the next... It's the start like, oh, by the way, I got a couple of seconds you're on air. Like, they're not going to take your call. They're just hang up.
Well,
you're fired.
Yeah. Thankfully, not many people have blocked my number. But by the way, I've got an exclusive news blast for you. Music news. Are you ready? Eli Hoff, the Eli Hoff, the house producer that we just played now from New Zealand, says that he's got a new EP coming soon.
Now, you did all this track names and numbers. Are the EPs numbered as well?
The EPs are numbered, yeah. They're like EP1, EP2.
What number's coming up?
I'm guessing EP3?
Ooh.
I don't know, but what if he we don't know, right? It's still a work in progress. We'll have to ask him. Anyways, thanks for your time today. That was all. I just wanted to really say hi and
give you a pleasure talking to you, Ralphie. And thanks for like every week. I'll be listening in every time the Discord bot gives me a ping. Yeah. You can find our Discord at upfm.co.nz. And if you want to jump in and chat to any of our DJs, just pop on in there and say hi.
Yeah, we're very approachable. All right, thanks, Josh. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Have a great night.
And that's the show, everybody. Thanks so much. And you're tuned into...
This is Up FM.
Yep, and thank you so much. KiwiRadio.nz as well as our other website. My name is Ralphie. Tune ID there is one of mine. Ralphie.bandcamp.com. Again, humongous shout out to Outsiders for buying that EP album. We're going to have Outsiders next week along with Sonic Space Lab. And that's the show, everybody. Stay cool. Stay creative. That's all, folks.